in my ass.
I just banged your wife?
Name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total non-stop impact.
My name's John, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Non-Stop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impactin'. His mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Non-Stop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Non-Stop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Non-Stop Impact.
We are the Rascals, and you are listening to Total
Non-Stop
Impact Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Non-Stop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
What's up, Impact Wrestling? Let's make some noise!
Sitting here, you guys got a 15-minute intro of putting yourselves over while I'm sitting here and watching J-Bone and Kaylon and your 50. I never saw a 15-minute intro of three guys putting themselves over.
This is the good stuff.
Welcome back, everybody, to Total Nonstop Impact, Impact Talk for Impact fans. Featured right here on the TNI Network. This is the Throwback Show. This is NWA-TNA number 40. God damn it, J-Bone, 40 weeks we've been doing this. Son of a bitch. And this is Trent, my co-host, J-Bone and Bill. Gentlemen, what's going on tonight? What's happening? Throwback Thursday. What's going on?
Throwback Thursday. Back on Thursday after our Wednesday TNA Throwback last week. We're back to the Thursday Throwback. You got to love it.
One slight sabbatical. I had to go. I had some plans. I went out of town. The summer shot, guys. As we know, the summer's shot. The year's shot. I had to do a little something.
Dude, yeah, we just got a few months left. We're just we're hanging up by a thread. We'll get through it.
Yeah. So I went out for a little bit.
Yeah, I had to spend today figure my PTO the rest of the year. So who knows, Trent? I might visit you more than once.
Hey,
out in your neck of the woods.
Nice.
There was a tweet at AAW Pro today. It just said news. Something like it's coming, something like that. And then AAW Alive is the hashtag. Just letting you know that right now, Bill. The calendar, things are gonna get announced pretty soon here. So make a trip. You might want to make a few trips out here.
I think I was going to make the one for sure if it happens, but now I might be able to make the previous one too. So
are they making you use all your PTO before the end of the year?
Yeah. Like I can only carry over 5 days every year. And they're not adding any, so I still got to use it. And this year, I'm now in my company 15 years, so I got like an extra week's vacation this year. So I got 19 days I still need to use before those ones I'm carrying over, not including the carryover. So I got to still take 19 days. So,
I got 17 myself, so I feel you, man. And they're making us, I can only carry 5 over, and they're very staunch about that. And I'm like, no exceptions here, guys. Kind of a pandemic.
All right, long weekend hanging with Trent and the Midwest crew.
Come on down, man. Come on down anytime you want. The door's open. But
I might have to sneak across the border.
Come on over, Jay. Come on over, Jay. Come on. You're right here, Jay. You're an hour away.
Yeah, you're in Milwaukee. You're practically there. You're practically neighbors.
Milwaukee.
Well, nice, guys. So, guys, I want to put out there to everybody again. Everybody watching on Twitch. I want to thank Truck again, who came on Tuesday on the main show, hung out with us, got to meet him. He is the man behind all the gifted subs on Twitch. So thanks to him again. And big thing to announce.
What a guy. What a guy.
Nice guy. Real nice guy. One thing to announce, September is Subtember on Twitch. And meaning, guys, for all people who watch on Twitch, this is a promo they're running. Half off of subscriptions in September. So if you were going to subscribe to TNI, this is the month to do it. Like you can even do like multi-month subscriptions at a discount. So
Nice.
get it half price.
And what's kicked off today? We're kicking off a subscription exclusive today for TNI members.
There is a new emote in the bank, guys. A new emote, everybody. We have a new emote in there.
Oh, there it is.
You
Looks
see
like
it? Put it out there.
Swing.
It's there,
you
guys.
Guys swing.
You guys say, listen, you know, I'm gonna play it, even though he's not on this episode. Okay, he's not on this episode. He's not showing up on TNA yet. But because the emote is there, because it's there, I gotta play it. So here we go.
You guys swing.
So there it is, the Johnny Swinger emote. Thank you very much to Brian Skull17 for getting that in there for us. Him and I went to go watch Bill and Ted 3 yesterday, Bill. We saw Bill and
I
Ted
also
3.
saw Bill and Ted 3.
Nice.
I was waiting for the call for the review last night.
Well, him and I ended up taking a romantic walk around the outdoor mall because we haven't seen each other in 6 months.
I figured you did. I told J-Bone it was going to be late because you said it was near an hour away, the theater.
It was an hour away.
And you were an hour behind me. So I'm like, at most, best case is like 12, 1 in the morning that he's probably going to contact me. So,
then I ran late with my show, so I felt bad because some scumbag bum rushed my show last night. If you guys saw, Kyle bum rushed my AEW weekly review.
Did he actually come on and he popped in?
Yeah, like we were literally talking about the main event and doing stuff, and then all of a sudden I look down at my notes and I look up and Kyle's there. He's just there, and I'm like, oh my god! And Basil looked up and he's like, what the hell? So yeah, it was hilarious. It went completely off the rails.
Apparently, Kyle was dogging me on Jay's show, and then I was driving back, and at red lights, I was sending threats back to Kyle, which was great.
Oh, Kyle!
Then he played live on Smash's podcast. It was So Kyle got fired, and then I quietly rehired him. I said, "Trent can't fire you. You're my son. How can you?"
I did fire him. But no, good stuff, guys. That was but no, I liked him, Bill. I liked it a lot. Brian,
I liked it too. It was I felt it was a good fit in. Like it really did a good job of picking up a lot of the bogus Journey references. Some subtle, some not so subtle. So it was funny when I got home. I think it was like Sci-Fi was playing Bogus Journey. It was like about 20 minutes in.
It was playing this afternoon on Sci-Fi, and I put it on while I was working today. So I was like, nice. I texted Brian. I was like, guess they're playing Bogus Journey right now. But did you? Here's a little bonus. Did you get the special gifts at the theater?
Oh no, I did not get any special gifts.
Mine are, I think they're on the table behind me. I can't really get to them, but I took a picture. It's on my Twitter. My Twitter handle's right there. I took a picture of them, but we got there, and the lady told us, she goes, "We got some gifts from the studio. You guys want them?" I said, absolutely. So we got a Face the Music pin, and we got a Wild Stallions keychain. It was pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. Some little trinkets. That's always
it was pretty sweet. It was one of those luxury theaters. I've never been to it. Neither one of us had it, where they have a waitress come to you and everything. It was pretty sweet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this was like a small one-off, like little community theater. It's actually one of the theaters that I went to growing up, and they kind of like the township bought it and like they're running it there. I don't know if they would get trinkets or not. They probably did not get any.
Yeah. It was pretty cool though. I'm glad we got to go see it in the theater. That's trifecta for me to see all three Bill and Ted. So I'm happy about that.
Right.
But
that's cool. It's on my to-do list. I was very excited when they made it official. So yeah, I love that one from 30 years ago. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. It was fun. It was a really fun movie. A little corny, a little predictable. Started off pretty slow, but then man, when it picks up, and it's a blast. So it's definitely fun. It's just so funny to see those guys old, man. You know, just like, man, I don't picture you two that old, but they are older now. Shit. But
I even saw one of them killed off in a movie back in '87. That was Alex Winter's one of the Lost Boys.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's a Lost Boy.
My favorite movie ever.
All time. Oh wow. We got a little bit of news also. Jabo, you want to announce the news on a special website that we got some merch on? You want to talk about that?
I will put it up on the screen.
And we're going to announce this news on Sunday and again on Tuesday.
Wrestling news.
Yes. This news pertains through the end of the week, through Monday. So we're gonna announce it again on Sunday, and we'll announce part of it again on Tuesday. But go ahead, Jay. I'm gonna put it up here. We're gonna show you. We got there's a little promotion going on today, and there's a little something new added to the warehouse. To the warehouse. Come on, Jay. What are we doing?
To the merch shop.
To the merch shop. What are we doing?
Well, I don't know why.
To the gimmick table.
The gimmick table.
I don't know why this crap all of a sudden, like lately, like doesn't want to work for me. I don't know why.
Having a tough week, guys. Having a tough week this week.
Yeah,
Dave. I'm not gonna dog him too much.
Somebody asked about the headband. It's because
no bandana for Jay. We falling apart, man. You're falling apart.
I'm like run out of time. I had the main event playing next to me just a little bit ago. So yeah,
I can't wait to talk about that main event. That was a hell of a main event. This episode 40. Now, while we're waiting for Jay to pull this up, I want to hear from the chat. How many of you guys watched this today or yesterday, whatever, to get ready for this show? Who actually watched it? Who watched it when it first aired? And who refreshed their memory? I want to know, because this was I'm getting into that territory, Bill, where I'm like seeing now. I'm starting to remember. Like
I remembered this show.
Yeah,
I remember this show.
Very particularly remember this one because this was like.
I have a feeling I'm going to remember these next couple shows. This feels like an era that I was much more familiar with.
I think that Raven era, that the dawn of Raven, where he really starts coming into with the flock and everything now, the new flock, and that's where you really start. I start really like I remember bits and pieces of other stuff, and as you watch it, you kind of remember. But now now I'm gonna really be like I'll be able to like call things out at this point, Not all of it, obviously, but some of it. Jay, you want me to pull it up? I got it. If you want me to do it.
Go ahead. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Okay, guys. All right. So if you guys,
I'm sorry.
No problem. If you guys have heard ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact, where we do have t-shirts up. They're running a Labor Day sale now through Monday at 20% off using the code Labor Day. But that's not all. We actually have a special edition to that. Let me display that here. Take a look, everybody. New t-shirt is up right now, and it's yellow. Look at that. But check this out, guys. It's not just the new logo. Brother. It's the new caricature t-shirt. Look at that, everybody. You got the front row legend, Bill. You got Kyle Scumbag. You got me with the hair right in the middle. You got J Bone with the bandana and Alicia on the t-shirt. How about this? Isn't this something, huh?
And that's a lovely little preview of things to come. If you think that's cool, well, Bound for Glory weekend, you're going to see each one of those come out.
Yeah, there'll be some new ones even Bound for Glory weekend. So definitely got some new stuff in the works. So I'm excited about this one. So there's already been a few sales of this one already. We haven't even announced it until just now. So thank you guys for picking that up. And thank you to Josh Paxton, who designed this. So listener of the show, part of the show, Josh Paxton, who designed this shirt.
I've been going back and forth with him. I told him, I said, we absolutely love this new stuff. So he's very talented. I want to absolutely put this guy over. He has a very successful business that he works local communities with sporting events like what do you call that? Little league stuff, working with
like minor league baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he works with a lot of that kind of stuff in his community. So he's been doing this for a while. So thank you so much, Josh. These are going to be some beautiful new T-shirts we got going on here.
Yeah,
I was excited about that flame logo when I first joined the group, but man, these are going to blow mine away.
Yeah, this is pretty cool. So the link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen for you guys as well. ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. We do have a black T-shirt, Zach Bonifer. We do actually have black shirts, and it's this one, the classic. It's like a Coca-Cola classic, okay? It's a classic.
Zach says, "Why is Mick Foley on the shirt?"
We have the classic throwback shirt.
It even has your haircut on the shirt. That's actually kind of cool because you just got a haircut, Trent, didn't you?
I did. I just got a little bit of a couple inches taken off, trimmed it up a little bit. But yeah, guys, so the shirt's up. We'll be plugging it. But now through Monday, guys, definitely a a new shirt, a new nice new design. Thanks to Josh Paxson. So get that sale. Take advantage of that 20% off, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, if you buy all the shirts for yourself, for your friends, you can get free shipping at $150.
That's true. That's very true. You know, we need a special edition. You know who needs a shirt though? She was there early. We need a Nurse Nicole t-shirt. She needs to get a t-shirt out there one of these days. Yeah, get her a t-shirt.
I'm sure she's gonna give you the riot act, Ed.
I'm sure. Let's J-Mo, talk to Josh. See if we can put a Nurse Nicole shirt together too. Something nursey.
Nurse is gonna take 20. Nurse is gonna take 20% out of your ass.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was thinking. I remember it came up once a while back when she was first doing the show with us, and somebody said Nurse Nicole needs a T-shirt, and somebody said that a while back. So
that's right.
They were talking about getting a show. Do me a favor, Jay. You reach out to Josh, see if we can whip something together. We'll get that one up there for her too. So she was definitely there in the early days.
Hello, Nurse.
We should get a Nurse. That would be cool.
Hey, that's not bad. That's not bad. I'm gonna have him help me with some Smash stuff too. So.
Nice, very cool. All right, guys, let's jump into it. NWA-TNA number 40, huh? What about this? 40 weeks, Jay Bowen been doing this. Hell of a run so far.
Going almost a year.
Almost a year.
That's
insane, man. Insane how long we've been doing this. I am shocked that we haven't pulling this off as long as we have. But let's go for it, man. So we opened up a little bit of a recap from last week, letting you know what happened on 39. A lot of different feuds, a lot of continuous feuds going on here. You know, got the Suffocate Kash and Trinity, Jarrett versus the World. I mean, there's all sorts of shit happening. But we opened up hot, guys. Opened up real hot. The Armed Asylum 3-way tag match, right? Armed Asylum, right? That's what it was. That was a challenge made the week before. It's the New Church, Brian Lee and Slash with Jim Mitchell taking on Sandman and New Jack versus the Harris Brothers. Now, the Harris Brothers didn't even get into the ring. The match started. The match starts because New Jack ambushed the New Church, and they start going. Today's like the Harris Brothers aren't even in the ring. What the hell's going on? You know, just freaking out. Wild brawl. Staple guns. The crowd. Okay, let me ask you guys this: did the crowd seem split on the level of violence going on? I felt there was a group of people who loved that bloody, just terror, like the staple gun violence, and then there was a bunch of people who were just like, we want the real wrestling. It was a very split crowd on that match.
There was definitely a part of the crowd that was very over exuberant, very enthusiastic throughout the show. Especially here, but throughout the show, like there was a couple guys in like the center of the front row. They were just going bonkers like all night. But there was few here and there, and I think they made everybody else kind of look like they were kind of bored because they were so into it. So, and I think that happened during this match. So, because they were loving, and they're the same ones that I think last week were like the only ones go like the New Jack thing. Like they were all about New Jack, but then like half the place either like didn't get it or didn't even know who he was.
It was weird, right? Like it was kind of iffy. It was a little uncertain. It was a little uncertain from that group. Not really sure what they were going. Like I'm not really sure why they were so confused. But it was kind of sloppy though. Like it was. I felt like nobody sloppy. Really. They didn't. It wasn't even like hardcore sloppy. They like it took them a while to get any kind of momentum in this match. And I felt
it always loses a little momentum when someone's supposed to go through a table and they bounce off the table, or the table slips to the side and they fall off. It's moments like that that's just kind of like, oh, you know.
Yeah. There was
a few of those.
Like Brian Lee just stumbled off the balcony into the table, like just like nobody wanted to like really commit to it until it's very little momentum until New Jack elbow drop Slash through the table from the balcony, and then that table that table obliterated.
His drop was at least a 20-foot drop. I mean, he went all the way up to the top, the tippy top.
It was nuts.
Yeah, that was big for him.
Yeah, man.
I mean, and that looked. I was like, wow, did he break his leg hitting the concrete floor?
Dude, it was
rough looking.
Because he hit the table, but his legs hit just bam, smacked on the floor. And I was like, ah.
It was so like brutal. Like it just it just like everything, it just exploded. Like the table, you know, just
and that wasn't one of those gimmick tables they use up north.
No. This was it was a folding fucking table.
It always happened to break the same way every time.
Yeah, no, this was up there, man. But no, this was interesting. That was the spot where I felt like they kind of got a little something going.
Yeah.
New Jack was, then they hit the H bomb on the Sandman for the win. So the Harris brothers win the match eventually. But I just felt like nobody really got the momentum on this one.
Nah.
It was, even though it was a wild brawl, it just kind of didn't feel like it was going anywhere. And I was
shout out to the Spider-Man security guard that was right during that spot, kind of leaned over to keep like a young kid from getting too close to the railing during New Jack's spot. I at first, that's all I could watch. I had to rewatch it because at first I missed the New Jack spot because I was watching the security guard like kind of do like an outside the building kind of hang and grab on this kid.
Oh,
although
really?
I didn't think the kid was in that much peril, but we almost had a Michael Jackson moment.
That's awesome. No, I didn't catch that at all. That was a Spider-Man security guard, huh?
Yes.
Goldilocks. We go to Goldilocks with Mike Barton, aka Bart Gunn, who has
Barton.
Still no reaction. And
so sad.
All he does in this thing, all he does is kind of put over the Russo angle.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't even know he really did anything other than that tournament.
Right, like he talks about how I have knocked everybody out. I've done this. I knocked this guy out. I knocked that guy out. It's just funny. He if you saw Dark Side of the Ring, you know, he's still like, he holds more blame on Russo, even though during Dark Side of the Ring they proved that it was all everybody else's green light that put it through. And it's like, why is all the blame on Russo? Like he was like one part of that, you know, and he just holds so much anger towards him.
Well, he holds the anger because he thought he was really going to get over after it. That's the problem with him.
Yeah. So
it's and I was talking about this before. It's not Russo's show. He's a very small piece of the bigger picture. It's Vinnie Mac's show. So it's like, all right, just, you know, you guys need to just own up a little cojones and blame the guy who's running the show.
Yeah. It was. Well, he gets interrupted.
No one wants to.
He gets interrupted by D'Lo. And D'Lo, because we have failed to mention he's in the Sports Entertainment Extreme Locker Room. He had to join sex. D'Lo interrupts, says he wants Mike Sanders. This goes like, hold on, yeah, we'll take care. We'll take care. Don't worry about it. We'll take care. I'll arrange it. And then this was kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
He goes, hey Harris, and we pan over, and Chris Harris is sitting there with
just hanging out,
Sports Entertainment Extreme shirt. And he's like, go find Sanders. He goes, yeah, I'll take care of it. And it's like,
no, I missed that. Was he wearing the shirt?
He was wearing the shirt. He's wearing.
I thought he was wearing a TNA shirt, like the classic.
Yeah, I think he was just.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. He was.
Yeah.
Because he's still in question, right?
Right.
That was too all in that quick.
Yeah. But he was in the room. I could have.
He was in the room.
I don't know why I thought he was wearing the shirt, but very weird. It's like, hey Harris, go find. It's like, all right. And I was like, oh shit, wait a second. So
yeah, it wasn't Ron or Don.
It wasn't Ron or Don. It was different Harris altogether.
Yeah.
Tenay is at the top of the ramp after this. They teased the NASCAR partnership last week.
Correct.
So now he's announcing that first he puts over the main event, says it's been announced at Triple X, if they don't win, they have to give the winners of the three-way or the four-way tonight the title shot eventually. So that's a new stipulation added. So he introduces Jeff Hammond and Hermie Sadler as guests. They mentioned they're going to be Hermie, who stuck around for a long time. Hermie Sadler.
Oh, Hermie was, as long as Jared was there, he was part of it.
I mean, he had his own card at one point. Hermie Sadler had his own trading card. He had a TriStar card. Hermie Sadler has the most stereotypical Southerner voice of all time.
He does. He totally does.
When people impersonate a Southerner, it's that voice. Like it's Hermie Sadler's. God damn, it sounds like fucking Boomhauer, you know, like I'll tell you what, man, you know, Jeff Jarrett don't win that title, you know, like just it's fucking hilarious. But it's kind of interesting to see. Like, let me go to you on this one, Bill. 2003, Company's not even a year in yet. We're short of a year. And they already got a NASCAR sponsored car going on.
They do. I believe that was in the. I forget if they said it was Nextel or if it was Winston Cup. Like it wasn't on like the main one, but it was like the secondary car, which is still big for those NASCAR guys. Like my buddy Dave, the one I go to shows with all the time. He's a big NASCAR guy, so I'm sure he was watching that TNA car.
No kidding.
And now I think even later in the show they didn't go into a lot of detail about it. Like that, like the fans can be part of the sponsorship. I think.
Yes,
like you can own part of a NASCAR team or something. Like they made some comment later. They don't really get too in depth about it, but no, that's you're right. Like a year in to have your logo on a car on NASCAR, have them at the they're using they remember we just saw Eric Watts with John Daly and all these guys and his promo. Like they're using that celebrity connections pretty well for such a young company at this point.
And I believe at this point. That's the Dixie connection also coming into play. Yeah. I mean, not necessarily because Watts had the connection with the football players from school and all that. Maybe
the Panda connection.
But the Panda, like the resources to kind of get out there a little more, that's because she's in play at this point. She's part owner here at this point. So there's something going on here. There's a little movement because that's one thing, whether you like some of the celebrity involvement or not in TNA, that's a big part of what Dixie was able to fund a lot of that stuff to start off. Now, I'm not saying the NASCAR thing was that because I think just as a Jarrett connection, but just having those resources to put the car, it takes money to put a sponsorship towards it. That's the money she fronted, I'm sure, that kind of stuff. So that's where
you're talking a Southern wrestling promotion, pretty much. Like that's where it was coming from. And NASCAR, that's a match made in wrestling. That's what that is.
Now, let me ask you this. Who actually you have it in your collection, but I never got it. They actually made the toy car, the TNA car, NASCAR.
They did.
Did you ever get that? I never got.
I did not get it. I think it's like out there. I think I've seen it on like the eBays and stuff in the world.
Oh, I've seen it a bunch. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been out there, but I did not get it at the time.
I never ended up getting because I wasn't collecting. Jay,
that would look good on a desk there. I have to say,
it would look good on a desk actually,
or as Ingrid would say, on your kitchen counter.
It would exactly because I got she's trying. I made her understand it's a breakfast bar I got up here.
It's a breakfast nook.
I got a nook. I got a little nook underneath. That's for the monitors. But no, if anybody in the chat, if anybody you guys have it, I'm curious who's got that. If anybody has that stock car.
No, I mean the latest things I see as far as wrestling, it's all WWE stuff, and it's like the monster trucks. The only thing I've got is like they're like 15 years old. I've got like 3 WWE semi trucks as far as like vehicles. I remember back in the day though, you used to see those a lot more. Like I specifically remember seeing it was like WCW ones in
they had a bunch.
Toys R Us. Yeah.
I had an NWO one.
And I almost got those, but I never did. I'm kicking myself now. I'm sure they're out there.
I'm taking a peek on eBay and nothing. Like it's not anywhere there.
Nothing right now.
Nothing. I gotta say though, guys, a lot of the action figures are up on eBay though. If you guys are collecting TNA action figures, they're on there. They're a little pricey though. Father James Mitchell action figures, $120. I never knew they did this.
Father James.
That's
there's a 2-pack of Father James Mitchell and someone else. I can't remember who. Isn't there? Like it's like Abyss and Father James.
I think
Mitchell?
It's Abyss. Yeah. This Motor City Machine Gun's probably a hot seller right now too. They got a double pack of them. A lot on there. If you guys are collecting the toys, they are on eBay, no doubt. Chase Stevens had an action figure. You know that though? I don't know that. Chase Stevens had it on there.
Oh wow!
Solo.
That had to be like 2005, like when he was one half of the. What was his take?
The Naturals. It's a solo one.
The Naturals.
Yeah, it's a solo one though. Interesting. Chase Stevens.
Good for Chase Stevens.
I don't know you had one. Good for him. Good for him indeed. Chase Stevens.
I'll tell you, if somehow TNI gets action figures one day, we may have jumped the shark.
Oh man. So here was the funny thing. I'm not a NASCAR guy. You can ask your buddy Dave. The thing that Hammond does at the end, he goes, "All right, NASCAR man." It's like, we doing NASCAR. Boogity, boogity, boogity. I was like, is that a thing? Is that a NASCAR thing?
They at every single race. Yeah, because even now, because when I started dating my wife about 10 years ago, she got me watching a few years in a row. And who was her favorite? Joey, I can't think of his name. One of the younger guys.
Joey Logano?
Logano, thank you. Yeah. Yeah. So we watch, and then they'd fire up, they start the race, and whoever was announcing, boogity, boogity, boogity. And I'm like, Tracy, what in the blue hell is a
How they start the race? What happened, Jay?
Yes. Yeah, I think it starts the race.
As they start the race by saying boogity, boogity, boogity? Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah. When they hear all the engines revving and they all take off and it gets real loud and
nice.
They get all.
That might have to be one of the TNI throwback bites.
The boogity, boogity, yes.
Boogity, boogity.
You know what? Mark this one. Somebody note this one down. Episode 40. Somebody get the boogity, boogity, boogity. Because I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? We cut over to a shot of Raven.
There's a lot of little snippets in here. I noticed.
There are some other good bite material.
Remember 40. We're gonna have to come back to this one.
Yeah.
We cut to a little side shot. Raven's walking in with Alexis Laree, which is Mickey James, and Julio DiNero not with him. So keep that in mind. Julio DiNero not walking with Raven.
That's the first time. Now he's been on before. He was in a tag match with CM Punk like a month or two ago.
Yeah. But
this is his first appearance with Raven.
Yeah, with Raven, because he was. Yeah. Did he go against Kid Kash in a match? I think he had a singles match with one of the X Division guys, or Sonny Sakai was one of the two.
It wasn't Siaki. It was.
I think it was Kash.
Yeah,
early one of Kash's first, and it's like, hey, this guy, he's getting a title shot. Where was he?
Yeah. It's one of those things. Like this, what did he do to get a title shot? This guy. But no. So we see that little shot. Now keep that in mind because that leads into other things too. We go to.
Don't be a spoiler. You'll have to find out later in the show.
Yes. Yeah, you're definitely going to see. I can put that up there. I don't mind. I mean, that's what's going on. Basically, that's what that's implying.
Oh, I was talking about his next comment, or his.
Yeah. No, won't spoil that. Now, one of our favorite segments is next, guys. The Interrogators is back with that.
I love the Interrogators, but I'm going to have some.
Jay,
not great comments for this one.
Okay, well, I'm going to set you up in a second to talk about. Jay, can you upload that still shot of the Interrogators? That one you sent me of just the square?
I'll send it to you because I can't upload anything.
Okay, send that to me. I want to put that up so we can just display. Like if it's about time to ask somebody a question on the show, I want to put that in.
We're going to get all these throwbacks, shots and drops. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so talk about this, Bill. Dusty Rhodes was the guest in the Interrogators. What did you not like about this? There was one that I hated.
Chicago's fallen.
Chicago's fallen. There was one comment that really pissed me off here. One answer I didn't like at all. So, tell you said it. Go ahead and talk about it.
And all right, this is my big thing. I'm not really going to get even too critical of the answers. But I think I know which one you're going to be critical of. But this is normally very shoot style. Like, I don't think these guys, for the most part, like Kid Kash's, I don't think he had any clue how he was going to answer any of this. Yeah. This was scripted. And it was obviously scripted. And I didn't like that it was scripted. Because Dusty was already delivering the lines before the questions were even asked sometimes. He started, because he gets his long, he started doing his, but then it was like, come on, man. Like, it was just too... It was too, and I get it. Dusty's a perfectionist with stuff like this, and he didn't want to be like off the cuff, but it didn't come out the way, which would have been fine for a Tenay sit down, but not the Interrogators. I hold them to a much higher standard.
I agree with you. It wasn't the best one. It was not the best one. I didn't like it's a WCW. He's like WCW.
I knew that was the one. Yeah, that he. But first he says Ted Turner, daddy. And
then, he calls Ted Turner daddy.
So I thought that was a positive daddy, but obviously it was not, because then he shits on WCW.
And I'm like, you were WCW, Dusty.
Is he saying because of Ted Turner's involvement with WCW versus NWA? And that's his big negative?
I don't know, or if he's just sour that it's gone. You know, if that's his
maybe because he was still like before he left, like he was still getting a push in WCW. Like
he was, still,
and then he went to wear the freaking polka dots.
Like, yeah, exactly. I mean, he went back there, you know, later on, years later. But I don't know. I was like, well, I mean, I never understood shit like that because I'm like, we associate Dusty Rhodes WCW. And, you know, I mean, like, just what it is.
Yeah,
and
wasn't there some type of thing going on today? Like someone like on Twitter was like top 5 WCW guys today was going on over.
What today?
I'm sure some people were saying Dusty Rhodes.
Yes.
Somehow the Booker T was trending because of WCW.
Really? Yeah, the people. You know what? You don't know what you got till it's gone. Because I see more people show this love for WCW now, more now than they have in forever. People miss it because it was actually a lot better than a lot of people remember. Yeah, where were you in 2000? You know, you guys all jumped. You know. But no, you're right though. It wasn't the greatest. I wanted a better interrogators. It just didn't feel right to me. It didn't have
no,
it didn't have
off.
the same.
It just felt off. And when you see it's Dusty, you're like, oh, this is going to be good. And then it's like it just fell flat. And but I'm being nice right now before we get to this ladder match.
Oh man, what about you, Jay? Did you like this one?
It was it was just one of those things. Like as soon as they announced it last week, I was like, Dusty in a ladder match? Oh no, no. I love Dusty. He's a legend, but it's just not his forte.
Yeah, maybe it wasn't. It just didn't. I don't know. I felt like Dusty was off, but you know, we'll talk about ladder matches.
I do love the timing of who just showed up in the Twitch chat. The Isle of Dusty Rhodes, as we're talking about this show.
Oh, really? That's right. Hey, what's up, Isle of Dusty Rhodes? Thanks for showing up. Bill looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? We're going to explain that in a second. Why he's wearing what he's wearing right now.
All right, here we go. I found that picture.
Go ahead, put it up. Let's display that for everybody.
Interrogators.
You gonna display it, or you gonna say?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Because I always wanted to show it to everybody on the show.
Because it was I had actually sent it to you. I'd actually sent it to you a few months ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
There you go.
Oh, there they are.
The interrogators.
It's
the Tenay
so
face.
Fucking hilarious. That's just look at these two. It's great. Now, if you guys didn't catch it, Tenay, Mike Tenay was Velvet Sky then kicked us off last week. She's like, did anybody else miss Mike Tenay? You know, out there, his commentary was so good. This opened the floodgates to Mike Tenay.
Totally did.
Like we jumped in on it. I mean, he was trending. Mike Tenay was trending in 2020, and you know, Mike Tenay logs into his Twitter once a year, maybe, if that. So he jumps in and he's like, he actually tweeted like, my God, thank you so much, everybody. I wasn't expecting this. I'm so blown away by the love, this and that. And then it all just turned into fucking come back. You better come back. You better get in here. Scott D'Amore tagging Scott. Scott even puts a statement out. Like he's welcome anytime. It's his home, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, repair that one. Repair that relationship. Because I want him. If he calls Bound for Glory, I'm going to fucking cry on Bill's shoulder. That's what's going to happen right on that vest he's wearing. Because I would love to hear a Mike Tenay call, and again, just one time, and put him in the Hall of Fame, please.
Correct.
But now we're at the ladder match that Bill loves so much. Brian Lawler, Dusty Rhodes in the ladder match. Now, Dusty in a ladder match right away, you're thinking, okay. Well, obviously, I mean, they tongue-in-cheeked it, right? To set it up. They're like, fat man, we're going to put you in a ladder match, you know? So, like,
well, you know what? Right before this, though, did we get Goldie with Chris Harris outside?
I have that coming up after this one.
You have it after? Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
right.
That's after this. So, all right, I'll let you start this one, Bill. Start this one off. Talk about it.
All right. So we have the ladder match.
Yes.
And it didn't take long. So we go outside, and we get Lawler puts Dusty into the stairs. Was it the stairs? I think it was the stairs.
Yes.
And the cameraman, and this is going to become a theme of tonight, is on Dusty as he blades right in front of the camera. It's the slowest blade job, an obvious blade job I've ever seen in my life. It's just like it's slow motion. He's going, and then he puts it. He takes it, and then he puts it back away.
Oh my
god! It was all on camera.
Oh my god, man!
And then he goes over to kind of hide. And then when he comes back, he's like, "Oh, he must have hit it the wrong way. He didn't want that to happen."
God.
I'm like, you lost me. The match has already lost me. Like seconds into it.
Yeah, it makes you think. It's like, did you care that little about your performance at that point? You're Dusty Rhodes, for God's sake. You know, like what the hell's up with that?
He had to memorize the interrogators, but then he doesn't look for where the cameraman is.
Now I'm gonna pull. I want to see that. I looked away at this, but go ahead, Jay.
Production is the fault at this too. You know, if you're going to do a zoom in on a guy, it's like quick turn away or something.
Yeah, the cameraman just stayed there, like yeah, someone in the truck. What's the guy they always reference in the truck?
Oh, it's the old WCW producer. It's Keith Mitchell. Keith Mitchell in the truck.
Like, Keith Mitchell. Come on, Keith.
I mean, why isn't Keith Mitchell and telling his camera, get the fuck out of there? What are you doing? Get out of there. You know, what are you doing over there, man? Don't zoom in on this shit. Yeah, I agree.
Let's not spoil all the kayfabe, Daddy.
I mean, you're right though. It is some fault of the cameraman. It really is to not
you gotta
production.
move around.
Yeah,
look somewhere else.
like zoom in on the opponent. Zoom in on somebody else at that point. Definitely not Dusty.
Yeah, go back to Lollipop in the cage.
Yeah, I'd rather see that. I did like the step ladder though. The little step ladder.
Yes. Yeah, that was amusing.
That was amusing. Now the theme song.
Oh, and that's that. Oh yeah, then we get into the small ladder with Lawler and that whole rickety thing.
Yeah, I want to talk about the theme song. The Rex has mentioned that. Anyway. Here's what I love. I did love Tenay being a genius here because Tenay, basically puts the logic in it. He goes, you know what he's doing with that step ladder? He's using it because he knows he can get down there. He's going to soften Lawler up to get to the big ladder and get him down. I'm like, what a fucking genius. This is where Tenay's magic.
He leads you in a direction, which is great. Yeah.
It gets you to justify what you're seeing. And I was like, I love that because I appreciate a guy who can put some logic into an illogical moment, you know. So
trying, you know, they got to make up for the whole blade thing, you know.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it was good. I enjoyed that. At least that little thing nugget from Tenay, but the rest of it was just real off. Now you mentioned the ladder, Bill, the actual ladder. You were going to say something about that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, the actual ladder, and once again, we go to focus on the ladder. Lawler's climbing it up with plenty of time, going very slowly. But yet it's a rickety ladder that he can't get to stay still. It keeps leaning over. So Rudy is not touching it, but sort of touching it. And then it was just a long, drawn out spot for him to go down on the ropes. But it was just, once again, it was just, and I get it because it's like Dusty has never done this match. So it was just very choreographed in a bad way, some of these spots. And this was another one of them. It was cringe. It was cringe worthy, some of the spots in this match. And that was another one of them. The blade in this, it had me very angry watching it. I was Mike Tenay face in this match.
Somebody put up the Tenay face from Twitch right now. Somebody Tenay face us from Twitch right now. If you're on Twitch, hit the Tenay face on there. But no, I agree. Honestly, what saved this match to me was so Flair interfered right at the end of it, got the belt. Then Flair interferes going for the belt.
The ending's great. It's totally safe.
Yeah.
Well, Nikita Koloff comes in with a beanie on. Nobody knows it's him though. That's a problem. Like the people you couldn't recognize it was him. So they're like, there's not that big pop. And I'm thinking he's gonna take it off at some point so people know it's him, which he doesn't, for a while. So he has the belt, and then he's doing that classic Nikita Koloff. This is where Nikita Koloff was great. If you watched in the 80s, he had a great thing with the way he would look at the crowd. Because he was always on that verge of either I'm turning on you or just fucking with you, whatever it was, right?
menacing. That menacing stare.
Yeah, he's already seen it in TNA.
Yeah, he's holding the belt, and he's like, and it's give it, yeah, come on, like come on, yeah, be friends, and then hands him the belt, and Dusty's kind of hesitant, but he hands it to him, and then they hug, superpowers unite. They do the big old cheer, fanfare, which was cool. That's our still shot for this show, is that fanfare shot. I tweeted that out today, tagged Nikita Koloff. He responded, and he was very happy to see that shot today. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I popped for that. I was like, wow, he actually, because you don't expect that. You just you try to show him some love and respect. That's what we're doing by doing this. We're not expecting that kind of response. And yeah, he lit it up with a crap ton of hashtags and like, wow.
Yeah, he like loaded it up too, right? He put a shit ton of hashtags on it. I was like, man, Nikita Koloff going all out for us over here.
Nikita Koloff, king of social media.
King of social media, Nikita Koloff, man. But that was cool. It was nice to hear from him. I'm a big Nikita Koloff mark, so that was nice. No, but it was they're holding the belt up, and I love it because our boy right there, man, Watts just sneaks. Eric Watts sneaks in, just takes the belt from them, and just runs off like a thief in the night. He's just like, whatever, and mocks him and shit. So the next generation guys still have the title. They still got possession of the old NWA title. So this feud is not over. But Bill, that was probably the longest 7 minutes of your life since you hated that match so much. Would you safe to say your least favorite Dusty Rhodes match ever?
Yeah, definitely. It was because this one was bad. This one was bad just because like it really wasn't Dusty performance wise, it was just, I think you nailed it. It just seemed lazy, this match. It was like there was no effort. There was no effort in this match. Like the one with Vader was just, I was worried about him. He just did not look good in that match.
Oh yeah, that's
true. Like physically, he looked better in this match, but he just didn't. It just, like I said, I think it was just, I don't know if it was because they did it on the quick or what, but it didn't come together right. Sometimes things don't work out. This did not work out. And I feel like they knew this going in. This wasn't going to work out. They probably shouldn't have tried to play this angle like they did, but so be it.
Lazy is probably the right word. I would say you're right.
I just keep picturing Brian Lawler halfway up the ladder, and it's wiggling. He's going back and forth with it, and he's wiggling. And at one point, he's like up there for I don't know how many times. But the one time, Dusty just kind of leans into it like, and knocks it over.
Yeah. It was
Jarrett, like they say, like guys wrestling like a broom or a mop. Lawler wrestled a ladder in this match, is what he did.
He totally did. He totally did. Paul Nelson, I would love a Mike Tenay interview as well. He is he's very, very hard to get.
Big get.
Talk about
that's up there with like Dixie level hard get.
I mean, honestly, probably the hardest TNA related interviews, honestly, and on all lists, is by Mike Tenay, Monty Brown, Dixie. We got Russo. That was pretty cool. He doesn't do too many of fan shows. We got Russo, but I'm thinking out of early days stuff. I mean, those and Jarrett obviously, but he works up north now, so we're not going to get him. But talk about a guy who'd know where the bodies are. It'd be Jarrett.
I think if we weren't strictly TNA / Impact related, we might be able to. But yeah, I don't think he's going. Just considering the, I mean, we understand the controversy behind it, but obviously we wouldn't bring him in to bash him. We're talking about the old days and stuff like that. It would be more,
once that's eventually finally settled. I think an opportunity opened. I think it's an opportunity then, because I think then he can look back at those and be like, okay, yeah, it's fine. Right now, it's just, and he's not angry at the old TNA days. He's angry at the current.
Yeah, well, he's angry. He's angry at Anthem. Yeah, he's angry at Anthem. Basically, what it is.
Yeah.
But Truck, you're right though. No harm in trying. Really, I mean, it can't hurt. Fuck. No, we're working on some right now. We do have David Penzer coming next week. Next Tuesday, David Penzer.
That's confirmed. Yeah, we're very excited about that.
Jerry Lynn is going to be on at some point. I did talk to Jerry. He's just so busy right now with he's an agent over and down at the company down south. He's an agent down there right now, so he's busy. But
Nitro,
cut his mic, Bill. No, he's busy. They talked to Mike Freeland. Mike Freeland's going to jump on too as a friend. But he did talk to Jerry. We talked to Jerry about it. He's going to do it at some point. It's a matter of when with Jerry. So he's just really busy. But we will get him on there for sure. D'Lo's a little more. D'Lo's probably attainable. We can probably get D'Lo. He's around.
Yeah.
So we're working on some stuff. I think we want to talk. Get some more champions on. So Bill has stepped up as the head of talent relations at TNI now.
Yeah.
And Bill, if you didn't know that,
am I the disco or am I the Mike Sanders?
I'm the character development. You're the
you both are Disco and Sanders, no doubt. Whoever wants to be which is up to you guys, but you're both Disco and Sanders. Let's go with that.
Well, there's only one Disco in this trifecta right here.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. You know what? And for the sake of that little comment, we got to put that out there.
The shortest.
The shortest. You don't need all of it. You just need a little bit. Just need a little
nugget. Taste.
Just a little nug.
I blinked. I missed it. What the?
So Bill's going to make a few more reaches and a couple more guests, guys. But we're all going to work on some older ones again. I'd like to we had Chris Harris a couple weeks ago. Definitely would like to get a couple more of the older guys on from the TNA days. So we'll make some reaches out. We've been focusing on trying to line a few up for the next coming months on the main flagship show on Tuesday. So we'll get some more on Throwback though. All right, we're at that segment you were talking about, Bill. Goldie with Chris Harris outside. He's walking through the parking lot. She's like, "What are you doing? What's going on? Why are you in the locker room?" He's like, he sees Sanders across. He's like, "No, don't worry about this. Yeah, I'm fine. So no big deal, Goldie. You're thinking too much about it. They're good guys. They're friends of mine. Just hanging out with
the boys." And I love her. She's like, "Chris, we're friends. Just talk to me." It's like, oh, you're gonna use that angle now.
She used it on her.
All right.
We're friends. He's not telling her anything. He's not saying anything to her. And so he's walking. Storm confronts him. He's like, "What the hell are you doing, man?" And he goes, "Well," he said, "What's the big deal?" He goes, "Just hanging, no big deal. Things aren't that bad." He goes, "Yeah, they're not bad. What are you talking?" He's like, "You didn't even check with your partner on your title shot, your solo matches. You didn't even ask me. You didn't tell me what's going on. Are we not cool?" He's like, "Nah, just like trust me." And what does Storm say? He's like, he said, "I don't trust shit," or something like that, right? He's like, I don't trust shit.
Yeah.
So he storms off. So he's not happy with him. And then he sees Mike Sanders across the way, and he goes, "Sanders, Disco wants to see you." And Sanders looks like a broken man right here.
He does.
He looks like a broken man.
Disheveled.
Very disheveled. He looked like Kyle on Monday through Friday. Actually, Monday through Sunday. He definitely looked disheveled, just horrible, broken, just total loser. He says, Sanders kind of hesitant. He's like, "Look, you can't come into our locker room." So he's like, "What choice do you have but to go back to the Sports Entertainment Stream and trust him?" He's like, "You know how much heat you have in the TNA locker room? Nobody likes you. Who wants to be with you?" And here's what I thought was funny. So he says, "What other options do you have?" And I think at one point he goes, "I don't have to do shit." So they beep out shit. And then they don't beep out Harris calling Sanders an asshole in retaliation. So he's like, "I don't gotta do beep." And he's like, "Man, you really are an asshole," or something. You beep out shit and you left asshole. Production way off.
They did sell shirts that said asshole at one point. So
that was later on. That's years after this. Way after this.
Well, it's the current. It's more recent that's editing all this stuff.
It's funny.
I wonder if it's recent edits or if this is the original edit that they're using here.
Could be. We know they missed some things.
They missed
there's some shows you could go back to and see some.
They pick and choose half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely they missed nudity, for God's sake. No shit. I shouldn't put that out there because then they're gonna go back and blur it out, and people are gonna be pissed. So we got nudity taken off of Impact Plus. But
$7.99, 30-day free trial.
That's true. That's true.
Kids don't have to ask your parents' permission.
You don't. You really don't for this one. Sanders hands Harris a jacket. He goes, come on, man, it's like 30 degrees out here. He goes, I know you want to show off your arms. Put this jacket on. Cover that up.
And they zoom in on his arms.
And it's like, you wish you had arms like these. And that was
that's how it ended. That should be. We need that bite. You wish you had these arms.
Yeah, a lot of bites on this show, guys. We got to definitely clip this show up. So yeah, we got to get Kyle working on this one. He's got a few more coming up. So definitely got a few more bites coming in here. Oh yeah, Amazing Red and Kid Kash. Those are two attainable ones too. They're around. So I definitely would like to work on those two also. Red is like he's not a big talker though, guys. If you notice now, there's not a lot of Red interviews on there on the internet. He's like I was hanging with him backstage at one of the shows, and he's just like, "Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, man. TNA was great. It was great." He's like, "I loved him the whole time. There, it was best." Like he's a quiet guy. He's a very low key dude. Just a very respectful low key dude. Does his talking in the ring. Guys, next match. Gifted Glen Gilberti. Did you catch his nickname? They called him Gifted Glen Gilberti with a remix of the Sports Entertainment Extreme song he came out to. Taking on AJ Styles. This was pretty good. I gotta say, AJ kind of beat the shit out of him a little bit. Went back and forth. It was pretty nice. Pretty standard though. Nothing too crazy. Am I wrong? Did I miss anything special? It wasn't anything too crazy in this match. I don't think.
Pretty standard.
It was just a really good back and forth. And honestly, like we've seen a lot of goofy tag stuff with him and Sanders.
Yeah.
But this one was like strictly focused with one of the best wrestlers on the roster. It reminded me how good Disco really was. It's like because when you think about him, you just think about the gimmick because you don't think about a whole lot else. But he really showed some talent here. I was like, wow. As a veteran of this locker room, And,
well, he was handpicked by Vince Russo.
He was. And one thing people kind of fail to mention about Disco, because you get so wrapped up in the character of Glen Gilberti and Disco, like he's a very outspoken guy, very intelligent guy, gets the business. But he actually is a pretty damn good wrestler. Like he can work. He's got one of the best punches in wrestling ever to me. I think if you watch a Glen Gilberti match, watch how well he punches. He's got one of the best working punches ever. He has great psychology in his matches, so he doesn't get enough credit for that. He gets, because he's like, oh, he's Disco Inferno, no big deal, just Disco Inferno, just a funny character. But he can work, and he held his own with AJ Styles in this one. I thought it was a pretty solid match. But I noticed AJ hits him with a Styles clash, and then he still put his feet up on the ropes to make the pin. So. What is it, Bill? Is it a message? Is he sending a message? Kind of a little jab?
Remember, because Disco was trying to use the ropes previously on his attempt, and ref Posey, Mike Posey, who was working for the company not that long ago. He did not. Well, he saw that one, but then he did not see this one, which we obviously see what happens after the match.
Yes.
But I think AJ was sending a message. It was like obviously he would have beat him. Now, did you notice though on the Styles clash? I think there were some issues. I think there was a little botching on this clash. But Tenay, doing the Tenay greatness that Tenay does, he's like, "Oh, Gilberti's fighting it off. He's blocking the clash because he couldn't get the arms wrapped around."
Yes, I noticed that he couldn't get the arms. It took him a little while to get the arms.
He was struggling, so he sold it as a block. But I think he just couldn't get it.
But it was great. I mean, again, the genius of Mike Tenay, to catch that as the view. That's why that right there, guys, is why the commentators watch monitors. For that reason, they got to see what you're seeing and interpreting.
Yeah, that's why earlier when he was blading Dusty, it's like Tenay, you got to talk about something else.
Yeah, no shit, man. No, but no, he covered it perfectly. And but no, AJ hits it. He gets the win on this one. But then the post match, Disco gets into it with Mike Posey. And I always forget, until referee Nate reminded me, Mike Posey was a former wrestler. Like he actually had a bunch of matches and shit. So like he wrestled for a while. So Mike Posey definitely has some wrestling experience. Tenay and Mike Posey get into a little shoving, and then he beats the fuck out of Posey like into the crowd, man. He takes him to the crowd, and he beats the shit out of him. And I was like, holy shit.
He jumps him from behind on the ramp. Just
nuts. Just pummels him. Chair shots.
Yeah, chair shots. His face is all bloody, which is hilarious because he's still getting his ass handed to him in other companies. It's like, oh man, some things never change. It's hilarious.
Yeah, for real.
Poor guy.
Yeah. No, but no, I'm trying to figure out though, Bill. What's the message AJ's trying to send by using the ropes? What's he going for here? I don't know if I can figure this out.
Yeah, I think, especially with Glenn, he's probably just saying like, you know what, like I'll do anything it takes to win too. Like even though he didn't need to,
right?
It's like I can break the rules. Like I can be like the sports entertainment extreme guys. I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. I think that's what it is. It's kind of like a little jab at them. Like, yeah, I can cheat too and win. If that's the case.
Yeah, it's simple one-upsmanship, I think.
Yeah, you know? it's like I didn't need to, but I can. You know, that was the idea. Now they're back. No, did you catch this little thing though? Around this time, they go to the commentary table, or even before this. This is where Tenay starts hinting at needing a commissioner.
Yes,
catch that
many times throughout the show. Many
times. He's dropped.
We need someone that could have some law and order. That could. They're just throwing it out there though. Commissioner, authority figure.
Yeah,
they're throwing them all out there. So that isn't by accident, folks. When they throw something like that, it's an obvious. It's about to happen on this episode or next.
Okay, this is hilarious. Hang on a second. Zach Bonifer, because the way our artwork is set up on the background and where Jay's head square is on if you're watching a video, you'll see this. Nikita Koloff's body lines right up with J-Bone's like neck, and it looks like J-Bone is scratching his nipple. It literally looks like J-Bone is tweaking his nipples on live on the show right now. They look like holy shit! It's impeccable how perfectly the body lines right up with J-Bone's head in the artwork.
It's all about that black shirt.
And if I move over right about here, check this out. I line her up with Dusty Rhodes' body.
Dusty.
Look out, Daddy.
You. Bill, I don't know what you're lining up with.
I am
the belt.
Just in this
That's fantastic, Zach. That is tremendous.
Yeah, Bill is the NWA championship.
Fucking A, Zach. That is tremendous. So they go, Glenn's in the back, and we go right to the back. Let me finish that thought. Authority figure. I feel like we're going to get one next week or two. Like he's really heavily hinting at it.
Heavy. I almost thought it was going to be by the end of the episode. It was so heavy.
I thought so too. I thought they were going to hint at somebody doing something, but it would have been
Nikita.
Yeah, no, I doubt that. We go to the sex locker room after that, guys, and Goldie's there with Glenn, and Sanders comes in. He goes, you know, who do you think you are? Who does D-Lo think he is? You know, you just allow this shit to happen in here. And Sanders just looks defeated. You know, he goes, you need to beat D-Lo's ass tonight, and Sex will have your back. So Sanders, you know, he's like, all right, I'll do what I can. So like, he's not into it. So foreshadowing what's going on with Sanders, maybe. Not really sure. Siaki and Desire come out with Brian Sweeney.
Brian Sweeney.
Because this like dopey looking dude walks out. And I'm like, why? Okay, first off, he's in between Desire and I'm thinking he's a security guard at first. And he walks out, and then he gets announced. Big ass dude, yeah. Gets announced as the charity auction winner from like a while back at this point to be Sonny Siaki's second. So he gets in the ring.
It was a while since we've had a
it was Christmas. Yeah, it was at Christmas time. So it took a while to claim his prize. But the match it's not supposed to be a mixed tag. Siaki and Desire taking on David Young and Athena. And Siaki gets on the mic, runs down David Young, calls him donut, calls Athena fat, says it's Desire. He goes, you know what, David Young, let's go ahead and just step away and let's let the girls do it. This problem is theirs. So it'll be Desire versus Fatty. And then Athena slaps the shit out of him at this point. So the girls are about to go at it. The guy, still a mixed tag. So the guys are still on the apron. And Athena, Desire lining up. David Young, he's there cheering her on. and then he just kind of slinks in out of nowhere, spine busters Athena, and joins Sports Entertainment Extreme. Did not see it coming, man. I didn't remember that one. I forgot that he joined, but he fucking joined, and damn, he took Athena out.
And David Young was getting pretty over with the crowd at this point too.
He was.
So that's a interesting booking decision.
Yeah, he was kind of like a comeback kid. You know, he got in really good shape, and it's weird.
It was like he had that heroic thing going when he saved Athena. I was like, man, just leave them how they are. They're doing perfect, but they killed it quick.
It's very, very NWO-ish.
Very much. It felt like it. It definitely felt like it.
Yeah.
Like some guy you think is like the main good guy can't have that next week. Turn him.
Yeah, it was weird because he was in such a heroic character coming in, you know, and like with saving Athena and all that shit. But then all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm gonna turn just out of nowhere. But Guillermo, my boy Guillermo right here, has got a good point. I'm gonna get hate for this, but I hate the commissioner authority figure gimmick in wrestling.
Oh, definitely.
That shit is too corny. Bischoff did it. It was okay. He wasn't authority. He was a guy behind the NWO. And it's like, let wrestlers wrestle. Don't need my boss sucks angle. Then why are you there? Shut up and wrestle. Ruins companies, in my opinion. It's a good point, though.
Yeah, it's overdone for sure. It's very limited. Like, once again, rest in peace, Bullet Bob. Bullet Bob, I thought was the right amount because it was always very short.
Always when things got out of hand.
Always when it got out of hand. The ones that are like the recent general managers and authority figures that do 20-minute promos in the ring up north, like those type of guys, no, definitely not. That's why when we talk about like Kurt Angle, I would want no part of him being the authority figure GM. Like I know I said it on, I think it was our watch along the other day. I'd want him to be the leader of the main event mafia again. Bring that back,
if anything,
even if he's not a wrestler, with the Desi Hitman as
oh man. I agree with you though, because there was a point, man, where like everybody was a fucking authority figure. Like Kurt Angle was, Mick Foley was.
Jack Tunney back in the North days, like he was an okay authority figure because you only heard about him when there was a major controversy and they had to make a statement, or like if just like shit's going down, what's their opinion? But they're not out there just talking all the time.
That's the only time you should hear from an authority figure, when they need to be authoritative. That's it. You know, that's the only time they need to be involved, when shit needs to get done. Otherwise, like when they're just like starting to show off and they're going to be the, or here's the matches for tonight. It's like, what are you, a fucking matchmaker or authority figure? I don't need you to like tell me you're the booker too. You know, just get the fuck out of there. Like I don't need you right now. So I'm with you on that, Guillermo. Bill, he's the other Bill in my life, Bill. You gotta say, this is the other Bill in my life right here. But
I was Guillermo back in Spanish class.
Yeah, there you go. Were you really?
Oh, they would go by the Spanish version of your names.
So you were
like Guillermo.
Nice.
Dusty Rhodes, no me gusta.
Not on this show, man. You definitely were not happy with him on this one. No, I like it. I do. If it's done like Bullet Bob, who just passed away, by the way, as well. Which is sad. Yes, I had to see Bullet Bob pass, but he was the perfect amount, like you said, absolutely the perfect amount, where he'd come in more so as a authority figure to handle certain situations. That's how you do it. Do it in spurts. You don't need to overkill it. So, love you too, Guillermo. The other Bill, the other Bill in my life. All right. So we go from that to Saturn with Goldilocks. Saturn cut a phenomenal fucking promo here. This was a fire fucking promo right here. And this is like Saturn's comeback too.
Yeah, Saturn's been on fire since he's returned.
Shit, man. He looked so good here. He looked jacked. This is after the Moppy shit or before? You guys will know the timeline better. This
has got to be before Moppy.
Before Moppy? Okay.
I would think. I'd have to check.
Because this is 2003. So anybody in the chat can confirm that.
Wait, maybe it's after, because he came into WWF with Benoit and Eddie.
That's right.
And
yeah, this is after then.
So it's got to be after.
Yeah, this is after.
Yeah. I forgot about the whole him jumping ship from WCW. Wait, who? Okay, I'm sorry. Who was the fourth guy?
It was Benoit, Guerrero,
Eddie
Malenko, and him.
Malenko. I'm so sorry.
Did you know it was supposed to be Shane Douglas too? He got fucked on that whole deal. He was supposed to be part of that group too.
The ECW crew.
Yeah. So this is after.
Ooh.
So talk about a resurgence for Perry Saturn. I think he looked absolutely badass here. He and this promo was fucking awesome. If anybody saw this, I love. He starts it off. He's like 500, and she's like, and Goldie's like, what?
Yeah,
he goes 500. Yes, you need to be in 500 fights in your life before you can be called a tough guy, before your skin's weathered, before your attitude's sharp. It's like, dude, it was such a
it was good
promo, man.
It was Raven quality.
I loved it. I'm a huge Saturn mark. I was a big fan of Perry Saturn. I was sad when he had his whole drug issue and disappeared and all that.
Oh yeah, people didn't know. There was very worrisome, like what happened to him. Like people thought he might not even be with us anymore.
Well, I thought he was dead.
Yeah,
and he only got.
But then he did resurface. I don't know how much he's out there right now, but
he was taking bookings again. He was back out. I remember the way he resurfaced was interesting. Didn't he? He saved somebody in like a McDonald's or something. Like who were like a woman was getting
a fast food restaurant or something.
Like outside of a fast restaurant, like a lady was about to get raped or something. And he fought these guys, like 2 guys, and he had beat the fuck out of him. One guy shot him. One got a gun and shot him in the back of the neck. And he thought he thought he got punched, but he like got shot. But then that's what led to the drugs, because he got on the methamphetamines and downfall from there, man. But resurfaced as I forgot who kind of brought him back, but like they found him somewhere, and there was a GoFundMe to get him some medical help and things like that. But he was back out there. He was clean. He got a house again, kind of back, resurfaced again. So I hope he's doing okay, man, because Very Sad was one of my favorites back in the day. But this promo, I really highly recommend anybody check this one out. It's about I want to say about an hour into the show, and he just kills it on here. It sucked because Jarrett interrupts it. That's what pissed me off about it.
Typical Jarrett.
I was like, he interrupts with, "What are you talking about, Saturn?" Blah blah blah. Then Barton attacks Saturn, and then they drag him out, and the match starts and everything, right? So they go down the ramp. But man, like, why did Jarrett need to get involved in this one? It would have been fine if Barton was the only one. Like Barton came in, attacked him, and then they started their match after that. But Jarrett was like,
you answered your own question there, Trent.
Yeah, exactly.
How long were we into this show? About an hour. Yeah.
That's
an hour without Jeff Jarrett.
I was like, man, I mean, the show like he's like coming apart, he's all pissed off, this and that. But I'm like, what the fuck are you? This was a great promo. It truly, I feel this promo got ruined because of that. It was so good. But
I didn't want to say it during the Dusty interrogation, but when they mentioned Jeff Jarrett, I'm surprised he just didn't say, "Can I lick his boots?"
Yeah, what did he say? He said something along those lines. He goes,
he pretty much did. He's like, oh, the champ of champs or something like that.
I was like, God damn, man, how much do you want that check? Unreal.
He was putting them way over.
Yeah, Superman here, man. But Barton attacks him. They go out to the ring. It's a hard hitting match, though. It's not a bad match because they both are kind of like half shooting a little bit. They're kind of hitting. They're snug. You could tell that these are tough guys. Either one of them was like, "Hey, just lay it in, make it look good." And I'll give it to both of them.
Perry he looked brutal partway through this.
Hard way, right? He got hard way split.
It was the hard way. It was like it didn't look like your typical blood everywhere, like your normal Crimson Mass. It looked like a dude that just got the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Oh, Crimson Mass. It was like all over his face, just everywhere. Like so much at one point you couldn't even see the tattoos on his head.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an intense one because you could tell it was hard way. They were really snug. Perry hit him with that T-bone at one point that fucking rocked him. It was actually not a terrible match at all by any means. It's not like a highlight match, but it's not a bad watch if you want a real snug, almost Japanese style match, like those old school all Japan kind of.
And they were really putting over Barton with the Japanese. He had it on the trunks. The
all Japan trunks. You're right. Yeah. and he was definitely pushing that. So yeah, then Tenay was leading on that. He's snug. He works that Japanese style and all that. So yeah, it was not a bad match. I highly recommend.
At this point, how long was he gone for? Because like he was like he was pretty much off the map for years at this point, right?
Yeah, Bart was. I gotta say, this is.
I want to say about at least 3, if not more years.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, easily.
Yeah. So that's what he's really pushing that narrative. Like, you remember him, like he was the tough guy in that competition, and then he went to Japan. Like, he's been gone, so that's why you haven't seen him. So he's been doing this that whole time. But it's but once again, that is the master at work. The professor is teaching class right now on telling that story. He's getting them over because he knows really those people don't really still know who he is.
That's true.
They're kind of at a loss.
They're real quiet when he comes out, man.
Because it's been too long. Like D-Lo, we said he had like the biggest pop like ever. Like his pop was huge because he was fairly recently up north, and they all knew who he was. And he was in huge angles up there recently. Right. He was just too far away from it right now.
And that's the thing, man. It is the power of up north, right? I mean, they're especially in 2003, they were still doing okay, not like today. Wrestling was still coming off a very popular wave. So yeah, I mean, you're gonna have the power of their TV at that time. So that was that. But so D-Lo was like over like fucking Rover at this point. But Mike Barton, not so much because he was in Japan. So nobody really knew. I mean, especially you're talking a Nashville crowd. They're not watching fucking Japanese wrestling.
No clue. Japan wrestling?
Yeah, like, what do we do? Like, what do we care
Not even
about
our favorite magazine or rag, PWI, would be getting that much information out then. They
Yeah.
act like they were always covering Japan. They barely talked about Japan back then. I have the issues in my attic.
Exactly. They didn't talk about Japan either. Don't let them fool you, man. Yeah, because he left. I'm looking at it right here. He left up north in 1999. Went to Japan. So he was in Japan from late 98 to 2002. And then he went to Impact for our TNA for that little run. Then Benny went to New Japan. And I guess he came back up north in 2007 for like one little appearance. That was it. So the guys, yeah, he was not around too long, man. Not around too long. But definitely this crowd didn't care either which way. They were not into it at all. Yeah. But Saturn looked good.
But, Saturn was great.
He did, yeah.
New Jack, Goldie's got New Jack in the back. She's like, "Hey, New Jack, I want to talk to you about what happened out there." And then he's like, "Shut up! I ain't talking to you, bitch." You know, he's all pissed.
He's being New Jack.
If Guillermo's still in the chat, Guillermo's a big New Jack mark. He ordered the book. He's got an autographed book. He talks to New Jack on the regular online. He's always talking shit with New Jack. So Guillermo, if you're still in the room, tell us about your New Jack stories.
The relentless disrespect for Goldie throughout this. She just gets, people running interviews. They knock her over.
Treat her like shit.
Plow her over. Oh, my God. And this was just the cherry on the cake. Go ahead.
Oh, well, Sandman comes in. And he's like, "What the hell's wrong with you? We had a plan. What's the matter? Guys, I don't give a shit about that, Sandman. I'll smoke your goddamn cigarettes, motherfucker." He's all pissed off at Sandman. And then before they can even get further, you see a fireball just hit both of them.
But it blows, it hits because all their heads are together. Sandman's here, New Jack's here, and Goldie's right behind him. So I don't even know how close that was to Goldie, but Goldie was right there.
She freaked out.
She's screaming, "Fire! Fire!" and just keeps screaming fire. So I don't know if she got hurt during it or if she was just told to react to this like obnoxiously, like a lot.
Or she's scared.
But it's crazy.
Like scared.
We go back to our Goldie interview. She said like she had an idea of kind of like, okay, maybe this and that, but a lot of that was she didn't know what was going to happen.
Yeah, she said a lot of they just improvised. They went off a lot of she just had to roll with them a little bit. Prince Mo too, thanks for being here. Yeah, man. I think you're a new listener. I haven't seen you in there. I don't remember seeing you unless you have a different name on a different username. But the Asylum days are awesome. Yes, thank you for joining us for these. But no, she said
I'll pop for He-Man, man. That's my childhood.
Me too. Same here, man. Love man.
By the power of Grayskull.
Oh, here we go. Guillermo said, New Jack went live today. He's going through some shit about him disowning his son for being trans. Are you serious? Whoa. He's disowning his son for being trans.
I'll tell you, only New Jack could go through decades and still be as politically incorrect as ever.
And still politically incorrect.
Yeah, I just saw an article about that. His son is a drag queen who is actually well known, I think. I mean, I don't know.
This is legit? Oh, shit.
Yeah, this is legit.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw this. Like, they're on, like, a TV show or something.
Are you
serious? Yeah. He's on some kind of reality show or something. I don't know what show it is. But his son is actually on there. And there was the headline was something about New Jack disowns son or something like that.
Well,
if I have a feeling he may not have been much of a father to begin. He may not have been in his life too much.
Why, yeah. Like
the headline, Jay, is New Jack's son fires back after being cut out of his life for becoming a drag queen.
That's what it. Okay, yeah, I saw that on Ringside News or something. Yeah,
his son's drag queen was Washington Heights.
Yes.
And he won Best Drag Show in 2018 and 2020 in Baltimore. Performer of the Year. New Jack might not admit to being the father of such a successful drag queen, but Washington Heights has found a way to make sure he can't deny it. Oh, shit, man. His son made some edits on New Jack's Wikipedia page. It said, my dad, New Jack from ECW, cut me out of his life 3 years ago because he didn't want fans to know I'm a drag queen. And he didn't want Wikipedia posting about me. Clearly, he doesn't know how Wikipedia works. Anywho, I'm now an official editor for Wikipedia. So, New Jack actually has 5 children. I didn't know he has 5 kids. He never talks about them. Guillermo probably could be one of them, for sure.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It's fucking insane. Fucking insane. I had no idea one of his sons is doing this, and he's pissed off about it. Only, like you said, only New Jack, Bill, could be this politically incorrect in 2020 and get away with it. And still sell a fucking bunch of books.
Because he's New Jack.
He's New Jack. He's fucking New Jack.
New Jack, get
Isita.
But this feud's coming up here now. This is pretty nice. New church feud is nice. Fireball, everything. We cut over from that to they brawl after that, but cut over that. D'Lo and Sanders. D'Lo is over like fucking just crazy. Still with this crowd. They love D'Lo Brown.
Oh yeah.
Quick match though.
Down with the Brown.
Down.
Oh, what's his music? It's like
I'll tell you that's very catchy music.
It is very catchy music. I'm gonna play that after we're done here today. Quick match, nothing too major. They're basically showing Sanders falling apart even more. Low down, D'Lo wins. Disco and Siaki attack him afterwards. So nothing special on this one. Just kind of a little furthering, little nugget furthering of their storyline. Nothing too crazy. This was the highlight here. Tenay with Trinity. Bill, set this one up. Tenay sitting down with Trinity for the one-on-one. Set it up.
Yeah, Tenay sitting down with Trinity. So we're getting a little bit. He's going over. She's the stunt woman in the movies for like J-Lo and stuff like that.
Jennifer Garner,
how she got started, like that. She like got her own ring like really quick, like in her backyard.
Yeah.
That started training, and then she was training with Mikey Whipwreck, our friend,
friend of the show. Yeah, Mikey Whipwreck, who trained her,
and he was on a TNA. So
he did do a TNA appearance.
He's an alumni.
He is an alumni. He also
really? I didn't know that.
We saw him. We saw him on one of these. No, not yet. I don't think he's come up yet. Not yet. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't remember it.
I think he's coming up on 53. I want to say.
Yeah, somewhere in the 50s, I believe.
Oh, okay, so close.
But she mentioned he trained her with the SATs and Red. So, and she's only been in a year. That's what stuck out to me.
A year.
Yeah, so she's
crazy.
Yeah. She's pretty good for just a year. I mean,
yeah. Well, look at that. Like we have her, and then like right now we have Mickie James, Alexis, Laree.
Yeah.
And she's like what, 2 years?
4 years.
It seems like not long.
Not long at all. Not long. I mean, these girls are young during this time, and last week I still feel they had one of the matches, the hidden gem matches of Impact. No doubt.
Yeah, that was a really good early knockouts match, pre-knockouts match.
I wish
BK before BKO, before knockouts.
It's true.
As far as the ladies putting on a decent match and not just ripping off clothes and hair pulling, yes, that match was. I'd call that the first singles knockout match.
It
honestly.
truly was. I think that first knockouts match. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I think the highest compliment we could pay him. You know,
I was really hoping that tweet I put out about it got a little more traction. It didn't really pick up, and I was really hoping that Trinity doesn't go on too much. I was really hoping some of the other knockouts maybe saw it. Maybe Mickey would have remembered it, talked about it, because it's such a good match. And I really hope that's a match I really hope Impact maybe puts out on a throwback video that they put out. I'm telling you guys, it's on 39, right? That was last week. Am I remembering that correct? It was last week's show. Yeah. Number 39, guys. There's a match between Trinity and Mickie James. If you watch it, it truly, to me, stands as the best, as the first official knockouts match. It's that good.
Definitely.
So yeah, her sit down was good though. But
sit down was good, but then we get a visit from Dave. David, we go shoot. I love it today.
Yeah.
What are you doing here, Dave? What are you doing here, David?
What does he say? He's not happy about this.
Well, he's not happy. He's like, there you go, taking all of his. Take it like she's just been using them pretty much. Like once again, you're just taking my glory here. You're pretty much, I'm the one getting over, and you now are taking it all from me. It's been that way the whole time. So there's a lot of things going on there. Their relationship's not good right now. So he's gonna make sure she stays in the corner for this upcoming match.
Well, he's like, oh, it's a Trinity show again, huh? It's all about the Trinity show. Oh, it's all, and she's really sad. You know, he's like, thanks to you. He's like, thanks to you, I have to fight Raven now because you had to go and be a star. I gotta go fight Raven now. So he's pissed off at her, man. He is he's not happy with Trinity. Right, and she's just really bummed out.
Oh, he just let her get last week. He let her get beat to a pulp.
True.
Unbelievable. Yeah, he gave her the even flow, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah, he did. She got taken out.
Yeah, so she's probably still steaming about that too.
Yeah. We go to the match afterwards, and it's Raven with Alexis, Laree, and Julio DiNero taking on Kid Kash with Trinity. And this was a very exciting match. I liked this match a lot. This was a very, very fun match. A lot of excitement on this one. Trinity is just on fire, man. Moonsaulting, drop kicking. She's fucking going nuts.
Well, it takes her a while to get to that, though, because they keep, going back to the, hey, I don't know, she's got to stay in her corner, and she's staying in her corner, and she was fighting it. She was really fighting it. Like, so you can tell, like, she wanted to get involved, and then she was like, no, I'm going to hang back. And then she finally does, and man, she lets everybody, I mean, you can see like the choreography around the ring so that the ref doesn't see it. He went to this corner, then he went to this corner, and the opposite corner. Okay, so she could do this, and then she could go over here, do this, and she hit this and went over here, and it was just great. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was cool, man. It was very, very cool. I like you built up to it, and then she exploded. She did that moonsault to the outside, took everybody out, and then she leaves. She stormed off. She's like, fuck it. Fuck you then, Kid Kash. She basically gave him a fuck off, and she walked out on him, man. But then Kash...
Screw you, David.
Yeah, but here's the thing. The production missed the DDT. That led to the finish on this one.
This was a bad night for production.
Bad production was off, man. They were
and honestly, and I didn't even bring it up because my notes got a little jumbled here. But back in that Perry Saturn match...
Yeah.
There was a second. I referenced it early. Dusty did the blade. Yeah. Another obvious blade. Like they zoomed in on Perry Saturn doing a blade and putting it away.
I didn't even see that.
Because we talked about that. Like then they sold it the hard way, but he did blade, obviously.
Oh, man, what's going on with production on this one? It's almost like they're doing it on purpose.
But there was a good bite in that match that Tenay goes, "Come on, Rudy."
Yeah,
during one of his horrible exchanges.
Rudy was terrible in this show too. Rudy was just terrible, awful. Should have been fired. But they missed the DDT. Raven just DDT's Kash. It's over. Okay, Raven wins, but they missed it. They didn't replay.
I think our buddy in the truck better be watching his Watching his paychecks coming up based on this performance.
Seriously, Keith Mitchell, one of the best wrestling producers of all time, botched, bad, real bad. So I don't know why that would happen. But yeah, that was the end of that match. Nothing too crazy other than Trinity looked like $1 million. I think she definitely was a star in this one for sure.
A lot of close finishes for Kid Kash.
Yeah, there was.
It took a while. It really took a while for Raven to put him away because you're like, oh, so it's Raven against the X Division champ. It's gonna be an interesting match, and Raven put just a crap ton of offense on him, but it took a while for him to put him away. Which showed the strength of Kid Kash.
Kid Kash. I mean, he is X Division champion at this point, right? So we can't take that away from the guy. He is still at the top of that division. So, which was weird to see him having this match too, though. For that matter, it's like, why are we tying up Kid Kash with Raven and losing to Raven? I didn't even think about that till just now. You're having Kid Kash lose, your X Division champion lose to Raven, and it's like, what does that do for your X Division champion? Kind of hurts your X title a little bit to have him lose to Raven for no real reason. It's kind of a pointless match, really. Didn't really mean anything. So I don't know.
In a sense, yeah, I was more focused on the big picture with the ladies, and just kind of introducing Raven's new flock.
Pretty much what the point of it was that the gathering. We come to learn it's the gathering.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. But we now go to main event. Now the main event is a 4-way tag elimination match. This is now remember, if Triple X loses, they have to give the winner a title shot. So that's stipulation. So Triple X, Daniels and Elix taking on Shark Boy and Jason Cross. That fucking Jason Cross. Who's on my list? Who's on the list? Jason Cross on the list next to Macaulay Culkin for me. Definitely Jason Cross.
Well, that's pretty stiff.
Yeah.
Considering what you said about Macaulay on Tuesday. My goodness. That's 20 plus years worth of therapy right there.
The TNI tribe went bonanza tagging me and Culkin. Somebody was tagging the shit out of me and Culkin trying to stir that fight up. It was probably gonna happen now. Red and Jerry Lynn and Johnny Storm teaming with a young kid, Bill. A young kid.
Young whippersnapper. Once again, a guy that they said maybe 2 years in the business.
21 years old.
21-year-old Chris Sabin making his debut.
Can we just say? Can we say this? He current one half of the World Tag Team Champions.
Unbelievable.
Correct.
Crazy to think that, right?
Unreal.
Current tag champ Chris Sabin, former world champ.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it all, Chris Sabin.
Absolutely. That was pretty cool. I didn't realize me and Sabin are the same age. He was when he was mentioned, same age as us, Bill. Because he was 21 in this debut. So I was like, oh shit. And he's one after the World Tag Team Champions now, which I think is phenomenal that we're seeing his debut here, and he's still on top of the mountain right now. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, making his debut, he was a ball of fire, man.
Oh, yeah.
Sabin came to play. Like, talk about a kid who was like, all right, kid, here's your shot. What are you gonna do with it? And he came to fucking play, man. He came to fight on this one. He did a great job. You can
tell why he became like that first impression he gives here, kind of like that lays the groundwork of what we're going to see from him going forward.
That's true. You kind of see why he became this X Division breakout for them. He becomes the face of that X Division for a long time after this. And you can kind of see why. He really is he is a young, new breakout, man. Like, he just had all that energy, just ready to fucking just go at it. Yeah. So, and think about that. This is the kid's debut, and he ends up becoming an X Division World and Tag Team Champion, current Tag Team Champion. So, very cool to see his debut. Good match. I love the match. Let me give the order of elimination, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. The crowd's like unleashed for this one too, by the way. So the masked luchador, who's been causing all sorts of shit, knocks Jason Cross off the top rope for doing that pointless fucking finisher of his, which I'm glad you got rid of that stupid finisher. Takes him out. Daniels pins him. And then Sabin and Skipper, who have amazing chemistry in this match, by the way. I got to point that out, too. Sabin and Skipper had a fucking and I don't think they've ever met prior to that. I can't imagine where they would have met prior to this. But they had, like, instant chemistry off the top in this match. Great back and forth of those two. So they went so Daniels been crossed. I said that. Mass Luchador comes in again. DDT Sabin. Jerry cradle pile driver Sabin. He gets the pin. And then Red on an amazing turnaround roll up ends up pinning Daniels. And so Jerry and Red get the win and the title shot. Thoughts on the match, J Bone? Let me start with you.
Who the hell is this Peter Parker that keeps running in the ring?
I don't know, man. I got no idea who this was. I can't remember.
He ran it a few times, didn't he? You ran it a few times.
Twice during this one. He interfered twice.
And I'm assuming this is the same guy that ran in last week.
Yes.
And or the week before?
Same guy running in. There's one Conan.
It was suicide before he got his mask.
Yeah, basically is what it is. Guillermo, you ask him what happened with Culkin. If you missed Tuesday, the main show, not the throwback. You missed the main show. You heard me I cut the fieriest promo on that little son of a bitch for about 10 minutes straight. So Culkin kissed my fucking ass. Check it out.
It was dark. It was really dark.
Very dark.
It was woof.
Somebody on Twitter.
It wasn't on After Dark. It was pre After Dark.
Somebody actually put the timestamp in too on when I start that rant. I think it's like 107 or something. I think. I don't know. All I know is I lose my shit. Anyway,
that was my little segue. I gave him a Culkin segue, and he ran with it.
I ran with it.
Right it wasn't too far in. Someone on Twitter said it was like 20 to 30 minutes in or something.
Yeah. They were tagging us like how far in, tagging Culkin. Like, this guy wants to fight.
I think it was Akeem in the chat. I think he's the one that.
No, somebody else. Somebody else.
Some other guy that tags us and stuff once in a while.
Yeah, it was somebody else. Tagging myself. He was in Leash, just a bunch of stuff. But great match. Jay, what do you think about the match?
I missed the ending of it because I ran out of time. We were starting, and I had less than 2 hours to watch this show, so I missed the end. But it was exciting to see all these guys. I mean, the hottest of the X division. It was almost. It's like I know it was tag teams, but I mean, it really wasn't X division feature. This is usually the stuff that starts the show, so it was a little weird that this was the headliner. So I was like, all right, what's after this? Oh wait, well that's it.
Yeah, good call. You're right. It kind of ended weird because they still didn't end it off of this. They still had the segment to go at the end. But I know what you mean. It was like they'll start shows hot like this.
I'm gonna rewatch this one though.
Because they had to do a big promo to close the show.
Of course, you had to get that promo in there, right?
I didn't catch that one at all.
So Jerry,
what they're doing here is still in the tag division because these are all new teams. So they're kind of just putting guys together here, like the randomness. Thank you, Hakeem.
Yeah, Hakeem, thank you.
I'm not a crazy person.
Hey, Hakeem, do me a favor. If you guys are on YouTube, if you're on YouTube right now, Hakeem, put the link to that video in the chat right here. Bill and Guillermo can take it and run with it, and then he can read the timestamps on the bottom, and then he can message me at 2 a.m. like, what the fuck? Because that's exactly what I'll get.
Did you see Guillermo's comment in there?
What did he say? Tag me in, he's a sticky bandit.
You got a sticky bandit in there. The wet bandits, the sticky bandits.
That's my boy, man.
I think someone even time-stamped me going off on a little.
I think it was both. I think Hakeem.
He tagged both.
Oh, he probably did. Yeah. That one was it's one of my better ones. I gotta say.
People don't expect you to do it, Jay. You're such a nice guy. They look at me like I'm a prick, and they're like, "Oh, this guy will do it." Jay Bone's a nice guy.
It depends if you. Usually, it's the sassy smash version of J Bone. That's
sassy smash. But yeah, somebody throw a link in there for Guillermo. Let him catch it from here. He can listen to it. All right. So Jerry and Red get the future title shot against Triple X, which I remember ends up being a very, very good match too. All right. So Goldie is with Eric Watts in the back, and he's really mocking Jeff Jarrett. He's like, Jeff, you're stressed out. You're stressed out, Jeff. You gotta relax, Jeff Jarrett. You gotta relax. Trust me. People love me. He goes, I love me when I was at the University of Louisville, when I went up north. Where I worked up north, they gave me a Porsche on my signing bonus. WCW gave me a 6-figure contract at 20 years old. I'm doing great. She's like, I care for you, Jeff. He's like, you can trust me. Everybody likes me. I care for you. And then he has a great quote in here, Bill. He says, Jeff, you must live life or life lives you. Which I thought was deep as fuck. And he goes, it's not about belts for me. And he's got the belt around his waist. And he's like hovering around Goldie and shit. Like, she's like, all right, just 16 interview again. Leave me alone.
Oh, yeah. That's, you can see the signs of what's being laid down here.
For sure. But he's just teasing her, like rubbing the belt up against her and stuff, just pissing her off, which is great. Goldie's fantastic the way she reacts to these guys. We cut from that. Now this is the final segment of the show now. Mike Tenay's been teasing the in-ring with Jeff Jarrett the whole night. And so, Bill, since I'm coming to you for the interviews, set this one up.
All right, so you get Tenay in the ring, and you get the music, the Jeff Jarrett music. Best thing about Jeff Jarrett in this time period is his music. So he's coming out once again, crazy hair Jeff, because that means we don't know what to expect from crazy hair Jeff. Anything can happen with crazy hair Jeff.
It's those goddamn highlights and shit, man. You're talking 2003 hair fashion. Fuck,
yes,
you look weird.
So he comes in the ring talking to Jarrett, and pretty much Tenay, he doesn't go through many pleasantries. He pretty much goes right into like, do you regret like everything since Vince Russo, like right. the leaving of Vince Russo. It's like, do you regret your actions in this? And it's like why would you ask me that? Like that's what it kind of all comes down to. So he wants no part of this. Like he's like Jeff in denial. Like it's very. I've said it on previous episodes. A lot of what he's doing is very heelish. But he's not a heel yet. But he's doing very heelish behavior most of the time.
He's teasing it, like he's not fully committed to.
If he was dipping his toe in there, his whole foot and maybe up to his ankles in there in this episode.
Good way to put it.
So he's definitely teasing more of that. I don't think they really cover much of anything else until we start getting some interference in the ring. And there's any other quotes or anything you got from it that seemed
not necessarily. It's just Jarrett being super pissy is what I wrote. He's real pissy throughout the whole thing.
He was pissy. I think pissy's instead of super Jarrett, he was pissy Jarrett tonight.
Yeah. Well, Raven comes out, interrupts,
yes,
kind of stands at the announce table, and he's like, in 3 weeks, it'll be my destiny. I will take that title.
It's set. The match is set.
Yes. So it was kind of a weird way to announce it. Like, it wasn't officially announced. But he just, like Raven announced, in 3 weeks, I'm going to take your title. So that's kind of the official match announcement. Here's where it got a little dirty, though. He goes, while your ass was detoxing somewhere, I was winning titles. Like, well, and he's like, you gotta get your methadone ass in here or something. And he's like, we don't have to wait 3 weeks. I was like, Jesus, 2 fucking like junkie references.
Well, remember they did some of those early, like a while back. Remember they were talking about like heroin.
AJ did it to him.
Yeah, AJ went there deep.
He did. Yeah.
Like
so this seemed almost calm in comparison to it.
Well, he did the storyline in Ring of Honor about that with CM Punk, right? Because he did the whole thing where he was the junkie and Punk's like, I hate you because you remind me of my junkie father, all that shit, right? So that was the idea. So I don't think he's ever been opposed to it. It seems like Raven's been always very open for the art. If it can lead you to something, use the real life against it because it can lead to something.
So we know that's a Vince thing too.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah, Russo's all about that. That's Russo's deal is to just capitalize on real life. So they start brawling. Security's in there. They both have chairs. They go to nail one another. All this hoopla goes on. Dusty Rhodes comes in and tries to calm things down. And Jarrett nails Dusty straight in the head. That's it. Takes him out.
Unprotected headshot to Dusty.
Dusty Rhodes. And show goes off the air because Jarrett looks stunned at what he did. So that was it. That was number 40, man. Went off with the
Raven was just laughing his ass off in the corner.
Good.
Like, look what you did.
Yes.
Raven was in peak time right here. Raven is peak Raven. He is some of the best work you can you could see out of Raven is happening right here, which I think is great. So and again, the next 3 weeks are some of the best build you're about to see coming out of Raven, man. So watch. If you guys are not watching, watch 40 to 44 to see how this plays, because this is where it gets fun. So that was number 40, man. Final thoughts on this one, though, guys? You got any? Let's wrap it up here. What's the final thought on this one?
It was pretty good. I mean, it's the start of this build up, like you said. The big one's coming up. It's number 43. They're kind of in a rebuilding stage, a minor rebuilding stage. You know, they got a bunch of new tag teams in here. Some stuff feels a little wonky with, you know, Dusty Rhodes doing the ladder thing, but you know, with Nikita Koloff coming back, that was still a great moment, you know, to reflect back on their history and everything like that. So yeah, I mean, there were pluses and minuses with this show. I'd say this one was more of a mixed bag. I didn't love everything, but you know, coming up is you know, I'm sure is going to be really good. You got a lot of new faces lately, so it feels each episode feels a little like shaky, like, oh, what's going to happen, you know?
I think the undercard has like a lot of good stories going on in it. Tag Division X, the Trinity Kash thing going on.
Yeah.
Siaki, David Young, now Sports Entertainment Extreme's coming a little bit apart at this one. Like they're a little all over the place here. But I think the X Division looking at the Tag Division is looking phenomenal. That hardcore deal is a little all over the place. They're a little sloppy in that. But the heavyweight title is anchoring the show, well, as it should, as any good wrestling show should. Your heavyweight picture should be what anchors your show, and right now we're solid. I like that they kind of have tied up Watts into the Dusty thing with the old title now, because remember for a bit, Watts was targeting Jarrett. And he's still targeting Jarrett, but not so much. You know, he's kind of tied up over here a little bit too, while Jarrett can work on Raven. Like he's still they're transitioning it very slowly, but he's still letting Jarrett know, I'm fucking with you, whatever. But it's not the primary focus. So, and then AJ's kind of off the Jarrett thing a little bit too. He's Title Sports Entertainment Extreme, so they've kind of let you breathe on Raven and Jarrett right now. So that's what I liked, and but it was still kind of a little bit of an all over the place episode, but it had progress in the undercard. That's what I'm going to give it for sure. And the main event picture. What about you, Bill?
Yeah, I would say I'm pretty much with both of you guys on this. I'd say this was a show of high highs and low lows. Like
I had to laugh at this comment. Sorry, Bill. I said just skim the link and I hate Kyle. Book it, Trent. It's Kyle. Booked. Fuck it, book it. Please kick his ass. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
There you go.
High highs, low lows. You were saying.
High highs, low lows. Like as you said, Perry Saturn with that promo, great. And I can't even blame the performer. Like Perry Saturn, he bladed, but that's production's fault that I saw him blade. That's not Perry Saturn's fault. So like production had a rough night. Honestly, Rudy. Like Andrew Thomas was fine tonight.
Great, he's fantastic.
Posey, he did a good job. He did a good sell afterwards. Rudy, for being Rudy, was tolerable tonight because he's just been so awful the last couple of weeks.
How he was head referee, I don't know. I look back at that
so
shit now.
There was some improvement there, but production was not great tonight on this show. Like I said, just too many things, like missing the DDT, showing two blade jobs, the ladder wonkiness. It just wasn't from the right angle.
You guys have both stolen my gimmick with that word, wonky.
Well, it was definitely wonky.
It was definitely wonky. It's a great word. It's a really good word. That's why I use it a lot. But I'm with you.
You're from the Chicago area. I'll reference the fantastic movie, The Fugitive. It was
great.
Hinky.
It's Hinky. It's a great. What a great movie that is. What a great movie that is. I love that movie. Actually, that is a classic. They show a lot of classic shit around Chicago in that movie.
Another line, because I know you were recently. Why we changed last week's episode was you were in the river.
Yes.
not
Chicago
the Chicago River. But that great line from that Chicago that was about the Chicago River in that movie was, it's St. Patrick's Day. Yeah. And they dyed it green. And he's like, well, why don't they dye it blue every other day of the year?
Yeah, exactly. It was so look, that's when I watched that movie, I was like, that's so true. Because that fucking murky, shitty fucking river stays green all year. It is disgusting. And I'm like, well, just dye it blue, make it look nice. It's a fucking disaster. Oh God. I'm like, you can easily dye it green, but you can't dye it blue? Come on. So fuck, Guillermo know what I'm talking about. He lives here. What a fucking scummy goddamn river that is. Son of a bitch. Look at Hakeem and Guillermo working out some shit, man, back in the chat over here.
They are.
Take out Kyle.
There was deals going on in the chat.
Plotted to take Kyle out, man. It's great. Definitely wonky as fuck, as Hakeem's saying. Good in places. Like I said, has his patches. Undercard got progressed in very small, the little small stories. The David Young, Siaki, Sports Entertainment Extreme, Chris Harris, Kash, Trinity, the tag division kind of getting their thing going. It's a lot of little spurts, but nothing too crazy. The main event had its own entity, but it's going to pick up more in the next couple of weeks. But that was 40, man. Jay, we've done this for 40 weeks in the throwbacks, man. Not too bad, huh?
40 weeks. That's wild, man.
That's pretty wild. Bill, when did you jump in? You started doing these when, at 30?
30. So I've been 25%. I've been here a quarter of the time now.
Yes. I thought maybe even more. I'm trying to figure out when the first one you did was.
It was a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah, 30 would have been. Yeah, probably about 2.5 months ago. Okay. But yeah, that was it, guys. So definitely 41 will be next week. I'm looking forward to this build coming up. And Dave is confirmed, guys. Dave is confirmed to be here on episode number 43 to discuss that epic show. I talked to him just before we went on the air. He's going to get on his Impact Plus. He's going to watch it, get caught up, and we'll talk about it. So that's going to be a fun little conversation. But
can't wait.
But that's it, guys.
For anybody that doesn't watch the shows, that's going to be the perfect one to watch the shows. If you don't have Impact Plus, remember, free trial.
Oh, man.
Try it out. But follow with us because that's going to be a big night with Dave. And who knows? Maybe we'll get some other guests in the near future. We'll see.
That's what I'm saying. You never know. You never know who could show up, guys. Work on some throwback guests. But yeah, like I said, so the schedule, guys, if you want to need a reminder, every Thursday night we do this, NWA-TNA Throwbacks. Every Thursday night, twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact, YouTube, Facebook. Sunday nights we do the Impact Plus Weekly and the Open Forum discussion show. We go over Explosion. We talk a little bit about Around the Ring and just kind of talk open topics, news, that kind of thing. Speaking of Around the Ring, Tuesday, the flagship show, Total Nonstop Impact. Tuesday nights are a machine for us, guys. We do a watch along from 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central. Impact starts. There's a watch along live on twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. We're in here, J-Bone, Bill. I'll pop in. We get guests, some guest listeners. Some of you guys can come in. Well, definitely. We had Truck Rock Peck was our guest this week. He popped in. He's the leader of the Twitch Brigade that we got. So he's in there hanging out. The main show goes on the air 15 minutes after Impact ends, guys. And we go for about another 2 hours on that. And then we do After Dark, which is a bonus hour discussion exclusively on Twitter at We Talk Impact. Speaking of this week's flagship show, David Penzer, the legendary ring announcer, the WCW legendary ring announcer, Impact TNA ring announcer, and current Impact Wrestling ring announcer, is going to be joining us for a little bit at the top of the show. So it'll be great to have David Penzer on. And we also, like I said, we also have the t-shirts, guys. A new shirt is up. ProWrestlingTees.com/Total Nonstop Impact. Bill, what's the promo code to get 20% off?
It is Labor Day.
Labor Day.
One word.
Labor Day, all one word. To get you guys, look, 4 shirts are up there now. 20% off total off a $20 shirt. You could save $8 in total if you buy all 4 of them. How about that? Buy all 4 of them.
Buy all 4 of them a couple times to get free shipping.
That's it. $150, you get free shipping.
Give one to your parents, your neighbor, your cats or dogs.
Yeah. More shirts coming, guys. Our friend, thank you to Josh Paxson, who designed all these and got a bunch of stuff going on.
Yes.
So we appreciate that. There's more coming. Definitely some more going to be released later on down the line. As well as, guys, twitch.tv/Total Nonstop Impact. Subscribe on Twitch. It's September. J-Bone, what does September mean? Tell the people what September means.
Half off, baby.
Half off subscriptions, guys. Normal subscription is $5. You get it for $2.50 this month. $2.50. That's it.
That's crazy.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Two for one.
That's unbelievable.
It's cheap. Honestly, you can basically spend the $5 you were going to spend. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to Impact Wrestling. Get your sub on Impact too, so you can give them a sub.
2 for.
Yeah, do that. But definitely. But here's the thing: if you join us on the watch-alongs, there's subs being gifted out by Mr. Truck. So you got to be one of the lucky ones on the watch-along. You get a sub gifted to you.
Yeah.
But in the meantime,
your odds are good. Go on the watch-along. Like if you have the option of going on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch, I'd recommend going on Twitch.
Has Truck been giving them out during the review show too, after like the evening show on Tuesday, or just the watch along?
I'm not 100% sure, but I know definitely during the watch along.
Yeah,
during the watch along for sure.
Watch along, it's hot and heavy in the watch along.
Skull is telling us right here we are almost close enough on subscriptions to one more emote, because as we know, Bill dropped that emote in there from earlier today. What dropped today? The Johnny Swinger emote dropped today.
Ooh, Swingman.
Swingman dropped today, guys.
Throw everybody. Throw the Swingman.
You guys swing?
Everybody on Twitch right now, throw that Swingman emote in there. And that dropped today thanks to Skull. But get it in there, guys. And if you're not subscribing, definitely give us a follow. Cheer bits. Get on board with us. We Talk Impact on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, at We Talk Impact. Type in Total Nonstop Impact or just We Talk Impact. Comes right up. We are on all audio formats, guys. If you're listening on audio, not just video, Apple Podcast, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Spotify, and now even Pandora. We're on Pandora Podcast. I didn't even know Pandora did podcast, but they're on there. So Pandora's doing it. We're on there.
Oh, Swingman, daddy.
That's the Swingman right there. More platforms to come as well, guys. There's a lot more coming up too. So we're definitely kicking all ass when it comes to that. Get on there, like, subscribe, leave a comment, leave a review. I'll read it on the show, on the main show Tuesday nights. Shout you guys out. Remember, if you do buy a shirt, let us know. You are more than welcome to come on to this show or the Sunday night show and hang out with us, or the watch along. You want to come hang out?
Maybe throw up that new shirt one more time.
Let me throw it one more time. Let me put out one more time here. Let me show everybody. By the way, guys,
beautiful shirt.
I'll announce here. I just invited our friend Josh Paxton to be a guest on the show. And we're going to thank him in person. Like we did with Truck. We're going to thank Josh for designing this new shirt that we just got here. A couple other designs he's given us. Here's the new shirt, guys. The Total Nonstop Impact Cast of Characters t-shirt. Look at this. I'm a cartoon. Baby. We're all cartoon. I'm a cartoon. Look how good my fucking hair looks in that. I got like Uncle Jesse here.
Your hair is, yeah. I mean, look, I even got a fresh wax job. Look at that. It's amazing.
You look good. You look good. Look at that. Very nice. We're all looking great on here. So that's the new t-shirt, guys, in yellow.
Nice, very nice.
Oh, very nice. Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I gotta play that. Where's it? Where's that clip? God damn it. I gotta really rearrange these, J-Bone. I gotta put these in order.
I still haven't figured out how to do that either.
No, there's a way to do it. Bill, I gotta give you control of this, Bill, so you can start hitting these things too. Here we go.
Oh, very nice. Okay. All right. A little too much information for me, but that's okay.
but just remember,
Kyle, don't play sound bites over me.
You're right. Sorry about that, John. Well, that's a new t-shirt, guys. So Josh is going to pop on with us next week at the top of the show. We can thank him in person for that one. So actually, no, not this week, next week. We have pens around this week. So, guys, I think that's going to do anything. I miss anything? Anything at all?
There's still the Discord. Anybody that's not joined yet.
Yes,
get on the official Discord where the chat never stops. You can talk to us, other TNI fans, Impact fans. We talk about Impact. We talk about the throwbacks. We talk about merch. We talk about pizza. Talk about music. So it's
all sorts of stuff. Yeah, the invite is in the description of the video.
There you go, guys. All right, guys, that does it for us. I think we got everything out there. We've put every promo over, guys. Sunday night Impact Plus Weekly. We will see you here. Look out for your notifications. We'll announce the time and everything Sunday night. Have a great weekend, everybody. Happy Labor Day. Enjoy your long weekend. We'll talk to you guys Sunday night. Take it easy.
Find me the name of this garbage show again that I'm on.
Total Nonstop Impact.
My name's Sean, capital letter E, period, Bravo, and you're listening to the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast.
This is the jaw-jacking Tuesday Night Impact, and his mother called him son because he shines like one. Mocha Skin Manimal, Rohit Raju, and you are watching Total Nonstop Impact.
This is Taya La Güera Loca, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
The Walking Weapon, Josh Alexander, and you're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
We are the Rascals. And you are listening to Total
Nonstop Impact
Podcast, baby.
Woo! And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact. Don't you dare miss a lesson. Oh, yeah.